What's up? This is Frank for the House of Rags. I hope you are doing very well. So when it comes to one-step polishes, this is not my first rodeo. These are some of the best products that I have accumulated over the years, from one-step polishes to big brands, boutique brands, you name it. Now when a new polish hits the market, especially from a house brands such as Detailco, it's easy to brush it off. People just assume it's rebranded stuff or that it can't really hang with the heavy hitters. So today we're gonna find out if Detailco Endgame belongs on this table with real demo, real results. So let's get into it. So Detailco Endgame, 25 USD or $35 Canadian on the houseofrags.ca. By the way, use the coupon code DOGMA on both websites to save you some money. So Endgame claims to be water-based. It claims to be able to cut or finish with the appropriated pad, and you can also one-step with the Endgame compound if you're using the right pads. I was supposed to get the finishing pad, but it was on the order sheet, but for some reason it wasn't in the box. So we'll try to work with what we have. We're gonna try to do a one-step on this super soft paint. This is actually a GMC Traverse 2022, if I'm not mistaken. This panel, if you've been watching my channel, has been featured a few times, so we know this is super soft. I've used many one-step polish on this one, so I'll be able to give you my full thoughts and feedback on the Detailco Endgame. All right, so what I'm gonna do is sand with 2000 grit. We're gonna sand one section. I'm gonna sand another section with 1500 grit for you guys. And we're gonna do the two-step method for the 1500, and we're gonna try to do a one-step for the 2000 with the blueberry pad, which is fairly stiff. So I hope we can get a good cut and a good finish. So get this wet just a little bit. All right, so here in the middle, we have our 2000 grit, which where we're gonna try our one-step polish. And over here, I have the 1500, which is quite aggressive. And I have a slight problem with my sandpaper when it comes to the 1500 grit, but this is fairly well done, just not as even as I'd like to be. With that being said, let's try the two-step with the rotary on the 1500 grit. Go ahead and use your typical dual action if you want. So this is a new pad. Keep in mind, a new wool will throw a lot of lint to get primed up, to get broken, is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna do 8 dots for this wool pad. Feel free to prime the pad the way you like, but for me today, that's gonna be the way I decided to go with. We're gonna use slightly more compound for a wool pad and a rotary. Make sure this is well lubricated. So this is not me showing you how to compound, this is just me showing you my process to cut and finish. So let's do the 1500 grit sanding marks here. I'm gonna apply our abrasive. Okay, we're good. Gonna use speed 4.5. All right, very, very good. As you can see, no no dragging, almost no heat. It's very cool. As you can see, I did 2 quick passes. The compound was at its limit, so we could add more compound and keep going, or just wipe off and inspect our results, which is what I'm gonna do now. So that was 2 quick passes. Okay, let's use the panel prep. Oblivion. All right, so there you have it. All the sanding marks are gone. We're left with the rotary swirls. Obviously, there's some sanding marks near the edge. So obviously I did 2 quick passes, nothing to really finesse my edge work. So as the first step, we've got great results. All right, step number 2, use the dual action with a Blueberry 5-inch pad from Detail Co. Brand new pad. Put it in the center very well. And apply around four dots, or what I like to do is really spread it towards the middle when it comes to the dual action, and go ahead and do some type of mid-step or finishing step. We'll see how this paint responds, but right now it's really beat up by the wool pad, and there's even some sanding pigtails from the previous step. So all right, so again, 2 passes. Let's wipe it off. Wow, looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna give it a panel prep spray. Make sure we have no fillers, no oils. If you're trying to test a compound or to find out your real results, always make sure to use some type of degreasing product such as a panel prep. But as you can see, I left the right side on purpose unfinished, or did not go over the DA with it. As you can see, that was the kind of before, and that's the after. So there's absolutely no more rotary swirls with 2 quick passes. What we have left is some slightly bit of haze. Not much, but almost every one-step polish that I've tried on this paint leaves some type of haze, unless you step down to a real finishing pad, a real dedicated, such as a black pad or the finishing pad by Detail Co, which unfortunately I did not get for some reason, but check it out again. Really impressive. There is some deeper sanding marks that I did with the sander. That was not on purpose. The wipe off is super easy as well. Even though it was getting dried up and not overheated, but the compound had some heat and was trying to dry out at the end of my rotary cycle, was still easy to remove with the microfiber towel. Let's try to one step 2000 grit with Endgame and the Detail Co pad. So I'm gonna add a little bit more, maybe 2 tiny dots like this, and try to cut and finish that 2000 grit. Spread my compound, move up to speed 5. All right, I really like this pad. There's no heat, so it works super good at getting air to the pad and cooling down that pad. So that's very, very nice. Let me get a second towel. So there is some sanding marks near the edge that I have to take care of. So I'm gonna do a third pass just to remove those sanding marks since my edge work was probably not that great. So we have to keep in mind that was 2000 grit. So another solid pass made the world of a difference. Really happy with this one. So the same story from the other side, a tad bit of haze using the blue pad. So for this specific paint, you would need, obviously, to get this paint 100 perfect. There's no customer in the world that's gonna see that type of haze, I'm telling you right now. But if you wanna really achieve the best results, the best finish, best gloss, there's a tiny bit of haze that needs to be removed with a finishing pad. There you go. So as you can see, a tad bit of bluish tint, reflection, the haze. I have a scan grip light with the 6500 Kelvin. So that does not lie. And I point this light at an angle, about 3 feet out. Still very, very good finish. So in my opinion, the Blueberry pad by Detailco is a true one-step pad. It cut really well at 2000 grit, finished it really well being soft paint, but on medium paint you would have taken 100% out of that 2000 grit and have a really good finish, okay? So the pad stays really cool, cuts hard, finish good, super smooth. As you polish the paint, the pad is not wobbling or anything like that. Very smooth ride with the pad. So I'm just curious. I'm gonna do half of that and show you what you could achieve with a finishing pad. How far can you get this better? So I'm gonna do half of it. So if you look at the ring of light, it's super clear, super tiny now. If we go up top, wow, not much of a difference. I don't know what you guys can see. But yes, there's a better, the haze is where the difference is. But not much. So I want to take a moment to thank you guys for watching the videos that I do for the House of Rags. You guys have been responding really well to them. So again, thank you so much for all the support. And I want to take a moment to thank Jamie and Eddie and the House of Rags team for giving me a chance to try the Detailco products and giving me a chance to make videos for you guys. So with that being said, let's get back into the video. All right, my friends, Detailco Endgame does it all. Cuts hard with a rotary and a wool pad, one step with the blue pad and the DA, and finish great with a finishing pad. Even with the one-step pad, it finished great on very soft paint. Don't forget, this is GM black paint. Unfortunately, I did not have that Detailco finishing pad, but with what I have, we have removed about 95% of the haze. It's almost as good as a true finishing polish when it comes to soft paint, so that tells me quite a lot. This is a great product. I really enjoy the pads, can't go wrong with them. And the paint prep was also a great experience. So guys, go check it out on the houseofrags.com.ca. Don't forget to use the coupon code DOGMA. Thanks for your support. And with that being said, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.